Hare Krishna devotees, welcome to Shloka Day. Today's Shloka is Shloka number 45 of chapter 1. Yadi mama pratikaram
Yadi mama pratikaram
ashastram shastrapanayah
ashastram shastra pranayaha
bhartarashtrarane hanyuho
dhartarashtrarane hanyuhu
tanme kshemataram bhavet.
tanme kshemataram bhavet.
Word for word meaning translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Yadi,
Yadi,
even if,
mom,
me, apratikaram,
apratikaram,
without being resistant, ashastram,
ashastram,
without being fully equipped, shastrapanayah,
shastrapanayaha,
those with weapons in hand, dhartarashtraha, the sons of Dhritarashtra, Rane, on the battlefield, Hanyuhu, may kill, Tat, that, may, for me, kshemataram, better, bhavet, would be. Translation: better for me if the sons of Dhritarashtra, weapons in hand, were to kill me unarmed and unresisting on the battlefield. So Prabhupada writes a short purport. It is the custom, according to Kshatriya fighting principles, that an unarmed and unwilling foe should not be attacked. Arjuna, however, decided that even if attacked by the enemy in such an awkward position, he would not fight. He did not consider how much the other party was bent upon fighting. All these symptoms are due to soft-heartedness, resulting from his being a great devotee of the Lord. So Prabhupada say, Arjuna is very compassionate, and that's why he's talking in such a fashion. From another parampara, Arjuna was surprised, despite being aware that the sword would only bring misfortune to all, those who were in the battlefield and the families they would leave behind. They were all hankering to commit the sin. He started with the word aho, which means alas. He had enumerated all the possible catastrophes that were imminent if this war took place. But he was ignoring the very fact that if the wrongdoers were not punished, it would cause greater damage to society. Often we keep blaming the circumstances or others, but turn a blind eye towards our own weaknesses. Arjuna's justification for not killing his greedy cousins and relatives was driven by his own attachment and compassion towards them. Even though he felt it was a sin to kill them, as they were his relatives, he did not realize that his sentiments were actually materialistic and not transcendental. Blinded by compassion, he had forgotten his dharma as a warrior, that he was beyond this material body. His delusion had come to a point where he was willing to drop his weapons and allow his enemy to kill him unarmed. So what is the difference between spiritual compassion and material compassion? In spiritual compassion, you try to make everybody Krishna conscious. With material compassion, you allow them to escape even their bad tendencies. You are willing to forgive them even for adharmic things. That is material compassion. Spiritual compassion is you try to make them Krishna conscious devotees. Being saintly is not a substitute for being sensible. Such an apt title is Grace Chaitanya Charan Prabhu has given. Some people think that being saintly is impractical in the real world, but the Bhagavad Gita reveals a pragmatic standard of saintliness. At the Gita's heart, Arjuna wanted to adopt what he thought was the saintly standard: non-violence even in the face of murderous aggression. Given that we live amidst increasing inundation by news of global violence, we may find Arjuna's stand appealing. In fact, Arjuna's side had, before the war, explored and exhausted all avenues for a reasonable non-violent resolution. But their opponents had remained unremittingly malevolent. For protectors of an invaded state, staying non-violent with such ruthless aggressors is worse than suicidal. Why? Because the aggressors would destroy not just the protectors, but also the general population. For example, if the world had been non-violent with the Nazis, their concentration camps wouldn't have remained concentrated around Germany alone, but would have been replicated globally. This is very true. If somebody is doing something egregiously wrong, you have to put a stop to it. Especially if the leader of the country is doing something egregiously wrong, you have to put a stop to it. Because if the good people simply ignore it and look the other way, then not only the rest of the good people, but everybody else gets caught up in those sinful reactions. Reflecting such hard-eyed realism, the Gita rejects unconditional pacifism as the standard of saintliness. That means saintliness is not unconditional. It is not unconditional. It is conditioned as long as dharma is being followed. Its standard is harmonization of the human will with the divine will. Since God is everyone's benefactor and is the wisest of all, doing his will is the best course of action. While his will is not always clear, the first step towards knowing it is clear enough. Striving to connect ourselves with him, as Arjuna did by turning to Krishna for guidance, as we can do by turning to Krishna's words. How we do his will vary according to our social position. As the Gita indicates in its class-based character analysis, in shlokas 42 to 44 of the 18th chapter, where the Lord talks about the different varnas and the qualities that they possess, or rather the qualities that they should cultivate. While non-violence is a laudable quality, it befits the educator class more than the warrior class, who need to fearlessly counter violence with violence. So, non-violence is also meant for the saints. It is not meant for warriors, because their role is different. By equipping ourselves with Gita wisdom, we all can learn how in our specific situations to be both saintly and sensible. Yeah. So here, it's quite unusual that Arjuna is saying, I don't care if they kill me. Normally the rule is, if somebody is not armed, they should not be attacked. But he's saying, let them keep the weapons. I will drop my weapons. I will not resist even if they try to attack me. So certainly Arjuna seems to have come to a conclusion on exactly what he should do. But let us see where he goes from here.
If you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell notification. If you'd like to join our classes every day, please check the details in the description section of this video. We look forward to serving you.